What is up, YouTube? Today I am making stuffed peppers and I am making them lower carb version. Yeah, I'm growing out of my pants. So it's time for me to start thinking about lower carb recipes since they work better for my body. Now, I'm not giving up carbs totally. No, but I do need better balance for that in my life. So I am using rice cauliflower instead of cooked rice. But I got this recipe online, and just because I didn't really have time to flip through the recipe book this morning and really decide on it. I mean, I did, but I didn't really decide on anything. So I'm like, well, ground beef recipe since I have ground beef to use. So I scribbled it down. Yeah, but I will put the link in the description for all you fantastic folks out there. It'll help you out. Yeah. Anyway, so the ingredients are ground beef. I got fire roasted diced tomatoes, not just regular ones, fire roasted. Italian seasoned salt, pepper to taste, tomato paste, 4 bell peppers of any color. The other ones were $1.38 a piece. These were 77 cents a piece. Obviously, I grabbed the green ones. It calls for mozzarella cheese, but well, why not include all that lovely cheesiness there and include the Italian style one? And of course, your cooked rice, or in my case, or anybody else that wants to go lower carb, rice cauliflower. Now for a side dish, I am making a Caesar salad, and I see them croutons in there, those evil little beasts, but it's not a whole crazy amount, so I'm okay with it. And I'm going to add some black olives to my Caesar salad because I kind of think Caesar salads are boring on their own. I mean, look at it. Cheese, croutons, lettuce. Okay. So that's what I'm making today. And the first step is to get this ground beef cooked, drained, and then add all the other goodies in there, which I am getting ready to do. By the way, folks, I don't know if I mentioned this or not. This is 1 pound of ground beef. So as you can see, the beef is browning, and I was thinking it does call for cooked rice, not just uncooked rice. This is frozen. It probably should be cooked as well prior to me putting it in the air fryer to keep the temperatures correct. So I'm just going to go ahead, since this is a steamable bag, and just chuck it in the nuker and get it cooked. Now it's almost all the way cooked, so I'm going to go ahead and drain it. Okay, so we're going to put the beef back in. And then now it's time. I forgot to tell you that it does take soy sauce too, and I have this reduced sodium soy sauce. It calls for 1 tablespoon. There's that. And then it's calling for 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. I do not have garlic powder. I suppose I could make some, but I do have whole clove garlic. They've got 2 cloves here, and I am going to just take my lemon zester and shred it over the top. Any piece that gets close to the grater, I'm just going to chuck in there. It's not a big deal. Okay, then we might have a little bit of buildup like that. Flip it off. Done. And we're going to add in a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and I'm just going to eyeball it. Oh, that's going to take forever to shake. Might as well just do that. There we go. There's a teaspoon. Now it's time to add in the cooked rice and other ingredients. So it's calling for a can of, sorry I had turned the heat down a bit ago, can of diced tomatoes, and like I said, I chose fire roasted, a little extra flavor there. 6 ounces of tomato paste. Oh man, this isn't one of those tomato paste squeeze tubes with the measurements on the side. Oh well, I'll just guess. Good enough. Now it's calling for 1 3/4 cup of cooked rice. Do this very carefully. This bag's still kind of hot, folks. Ooh. Not quite enough yet. All right. And we'll stir and let cook for a bit and reduce some of this juice in here. I'm going to turn it way back up to medium-high heat. I forgot to add salt and pepper to taste. You see how I am? Better add some salt and pepper in there. And I'm just going to let that simmer for a bit and get some of those juices out of there, while I prepare the next step, which would be the bell peppers. All right, so we're going to top these bell peppers and core them. So I'm just going to take the very tops off of them. Now, obviously, if you have a more shallow air fryer, you might have to cut more of the top off in order for the bell peppers to fit correctly in your air fryer according to the instructions. So I'm just going to core them and remove some of the ribs out. I want to stuff my peppers. This one. I'll eat some. I don't mind the insides. But yeah, just continue that with all 4 of them. Now's the fun part. Stuffing my peppers with the mix. Watch me have a leftover mixture, and I'll have to get more peppers and just run leftovers. But yeah. I'm going to make it so that they're flat on top because I am going to melt some cheese on top. So I am either going to make it flat or just leave just the tiniest bit of room for that cheese to melt down into. Wow, I got plenty of mix. I think I will have to do leftovers this week and just do another run of stuffed bell peppers or something. Well, another idea is Italian-style stuffed cabbage rolls. That's another idea. There's them beauties. Now, I do have the air fryer on preheat for 360 degrees Fahrenheit. The recipe does call for 10 minutes, but I checked out her link, and she is using the Cuisinart air fryer oven, and I know that mine is a little bit bigger than that, so I added 2 minutes for the cook time to compensate for the size. If your air fryer is bigger, evidently, this is what I've read, that it takes a little bit longer for the size. If yours is bigger, okay. Let me reword this. Okay, if your air fryer is bigger than a standard basket, it could take longer depending on the recipe you're cooking. Obviously, I know what she's using. I know mine's slightly bigger than that. I'm only adding 2 minutes. Now, if the recipe was for a standard air fryer basket, I would obviously contemplate adding more time. I would keep my eye on it and kind of make a note for it for myself in the future. Now, you see how I have a bell pepper over there not standing up straight? When I'm putting it in the basket, it leans over a little bit. And she did write a good tip in the recipe, and that is just to take some foil and kind of lean your pepper up on there so it's propped up right while cooking. So that's a fantastic idea. And I'm going to utilize that fantastic idea. I mean, I'm not so concerned about these. They're a little toppled over, but that one was like, help. So let's get this put in and cooked. Excuse me, I sneezed. Folks, with the hair left over a minute on this cook, I touched the basket, but the bell peppers are now just starting to wilt around the tops. I'm going to go ahead and increase the time to 5 more minutes and cook it that way, just because I really want cooked bell peppers and I don't necessarily want them half raw, half cooked. So yeah, 5 more minutes. I don't think it'll overcook it at that point. I think it'll be fine. Look at that, folks. That's fantastic. It's a little dark up top. The bell peppers are hot themselves. Now it's time to add the cheese and add it back into the air fryer. Recipe says 3 more minutes at the same temperature. We'll see how that goes. I think it should be sufficient, but you never know with new recipes. Gotta be very, very careful when removing this because of peppers. Okay. So there you have it, folks. Air fryer, stuffed bell peppers, low carb version. Obviously, with this type of multifunctional air fryer, you could also do the bake method too, which will not take as long as a conventional oven from my pizza cooking experience in the air fryer oven. So there's your Caesar salad. I didn't put the Caesar dressing on it yet. And the stuffed bell peppers. Bon appetit! I love you, and so does Jesus. God bless.